Welcome back. I used my allotted time to record, so this is part 2 of the week 1 recorded web conference. We were talking about that the principal reports to the superintendent. So again, you've got a timeline there. You want to be sure and let your superintendent or personnel know if you're looking at a termination or somebody's looking at a resignation so they're not blindsided by that. Or if you know that all of a sudden an employee has a criminal record that falls under the Education Code 21006B1. So those are pretty major offenses, but you want to let that superintendent and personnel know that so they can get ahead of the game because you know the news media is always on it. So you don't want them to be blindsided with questions and you not have notified them. So that is your responsibility. We will look at the no hire list in week 5, and that will put some guidelines in place for you as well. So when you think about failure to notify, you know, we've talked about there are certain things that if you don't do, like reporting child abuse, those kind of things, that there's penalties. Well, failure to notify about a criminal offense, there are penalties. So it's not less than $500 and it's not more than $10,000, but I don't know how many of you have that much money sitting around. So you want to be sure that you notify the proper authorities. So it says a principal is required to notify the superintendent about an educator's criminal record or alleged incident of misconduct that commits a state jail felony. If a principal fails to provide that notice by the required date with the intent to conceal an educator's criminal or alleged incident of misconduct, that's where those fines come into place. So you want to be sure to notify the correct person and let them know. That might be HR and the superintendent. That could be the superintendent, but make sure that you've notified them and you have some kind of documentation that you did so, just to cover yourself. So when you think about week 1, there's several things to do. And I know we've got a short time frame, but I think it's doable for this. So pay attention to those due dates. You've got your readings. You've got policy online that you need to become familiar with because you'll need that as you get that first job and that first assignment as an administrator. You've got some videos. You've got that week 1 assignment video that breaks the assignment down into chunks. This week you have several quizzes that are pretty quick. One's on HR policy, one's on teacher conduct, and one is on the code of ethics, all things that you need to know. Those quizzes should go pretty quick for you if you've read the information, listen to those videos, you should be good with those answers. With this course, we only have a couple of discussion boards in week 1 and week 4. So look at that, look at those due dates because it's not your typical Thursday and Sunday due to when we're starting this course. So again, you have that assignment video. You've got several scenarios to evaluate and analyze and then formulate a decision based off what you know about policy online. I gave you a sample of policy online with the APA. So you have that. So that should help give you some guidelines to how to do that. And there should not be any questions about that. So with that, I'm going to tell you to have a great week. It's going to be a short week, so this is the recorded lecture again for week 1. We will see you next Monday for week 2, and look for the notice about office hours. So have a great week. If you have any questions, email your section professor or feel free to email me as well. So we are so excited to have you in this course, and we look forward to having a great course.